Welcome everyone, Crazy here. So I recently just got 100% on Dead by Daylight. What this means is I got every single trophy in the game, also known as achievements on other platforms by the way. And yeah, we'll basically be talking about my experience with getting the 100%, and some trophies that I think were fun, and some others that I think were needlessly annoying or tedious or in some cases arbitrary. So yeah, to start off here, obviously, as I'm mostly a Dead by Daylight channel, it was honestly great to just have an excuse to play this game. I love playing Dead by Daylight, and especially working towards certain goals is always a fun thing for me to do. So for the most part, this was actually a really fun 100%, although it of course did take a very long time. But yeah, like for example, we have the Michael Myers trophy, where you have to tombstone every survivor, and I found that trophy pretty fun to go towards. It was a nice fun little challenge and mixed up the way I would normally play in the game. So yeah, it's always a fun thing when these trophies make you try out different things you normally wouldn't. However, with every good there's a bad, and there definitely is quite a few very annoying trophies in this game. One of them being probably the most annoying, and that is the Skilled Huntress achievement. So the thing about this trophy is, when it released, what the trophy description was is that you had to down survivors from far away, and you have to do that 100 times. And the thing is because that is very annoying, they actually changed it on most platforms. Xbox and Steam were changed to I believe around 20 or so, but on PlayStation, for whatever reason, PlayStation did not allow them to change the requirement, so it is still 100. And this makes it so it's a very hard trophy to get. What I ended up doing is just farming with survivors. I basically play friendly and let them, get some heals and pallet stuns, and then I would basically just farm them for the rest of the game. And I do admit it was very annoying and I did kind of feel bad, although I did always make sure they did escape and all that, of course. But yeah, it is always annoying when you have to do trophies like that, where you kind of have to throw the game. You kind of feel bad because you're like farming survivors endlessly. And I don't particularly like trophies like that kind of make you have to throw the game and ruin the experience for other people. Another one similar to this is the Taking One for the Team trophy. What this is basically when you unhook a teammate, you have to take a protection hit for them. And you have to do this 250 times. While obviously it is not a difficult task to unhook a teammate and take a protection hit, it is a lot to do that 250 times. That's a lot of times. And of course this was one of my last trophies because of that. And to add on to this, it's actually not really recommended to take protection hits after unhooks anyways, because survivors now have their own built-in protection now. Obviously when this trophy was made we didn't have that, so it did make more sense to take those protection hits at that time. But now you're really just kind of throwing the game and sacrificing your character and making it harder for your teammates. That's really it for all the super tedious ones. All the other ones are just more arbitrary and take different builds. One of these being Bless You, where you have to bless 20 hex totems, so the glowing red ones activated by perks. This one honestly wouldn't be a big problem if it weren't for the fact that you have to rely on killers using hex perks, which I've noticed aren't as common recently, so it's definitely kind of more of a roll of the dice. However, if you do run a boon totem as your normal build and just play the game normally, you will naturally get it over time, it just might take a while. Next up is Outbreak Breakout. This is yet another one of those trophies that was towards the end of my list. And what this entails is escaping Raccoon City 20 times while being the one that opened the gate. And while this is fairly easy and fairly simple, I personally just had a lot of troubles with this trophy. As soon as I started going for this specific trophy and even saved a ton of different offerings, I for whatever reason got multiple matches where I was put in the basement and face camped continuously, where they would legit not move my side and just stay there the whole match. I also had matches like this here, where basically he put me in the corner of the map here and put bear traps on both sides. And on top of that, I had my teammates running into bear traps. So yeah, just a ton of unfortunate matches after another, but honestly not the end of the world. I just wanted to express my personal experience I had with this. But yeah, at the end of the day, not the worst trophy or achievement. This is another trophy here that's kind of more arbitrary, and it's not today. What this entails is unhooking yourself 50 different times, which is a very arbitrary one that takes a lot of time. If you do run Deliverance as your normal perk build, it's not too big of a deal, you do get it naturally over time. But I personally just don't like to run Deliverance, and because of that, it just was pretty arbitrary and annoying to go for. And for the last trophy, we have Left 4 Dead. This one's pretty annoying because it basically is another one of those trophies where you have to play the game different from how you normally would. Basically, what you need to do is be the last one alive. So you already have to basically just wait until you get lucky and have a match where everyone dies. And from there on out, you need to complete a generator rather than going for a hatch. So basically, you have to complete that generator in the time before the killer can close the hatch, or else it would just activate exit gates immediately. So it's a short time frame, the killer will most likely have found the hatch by then, and you have to wait until you find a match where all your teammates die. And then you escape. Again, not the worst trophy, I just don't really like how it doesn't promote healthy gameplay. And that's all the trophies that were really noteworthy to me. Of course, I'm probably missing some because there's so many trophies in this game, but those are kind of the main ones that really stuck with me in my memory. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. Obviously, I love Dead by Daylight. It was great to have an excuse to play the game more, although there was some trophies that I did find very annoying. And I do hope they eventually go back and fix that Huntress trophy for PlayStation, because I don't think it's really fair that everybody else has it as a lower number and PlayStation has it higher. Also, I am a little worried about the taking one for the team trophy, because pretty soon here, the anti-camp mechanic is coming out, and when that does release, I feel like this achievement might be very hard to get. Because in order to take a protection hit near a unhooked survivor, you have to have the killer nearby. But if they're worried about the survivor getting a free unhook because of the anti-camp mechanic, it might make this trophy very, very tricky to get. I wonder if they will actually change the requirement for this trophy, and I would like to see that because 250 is a very big number. Other than that, I think most of the other trophies don't need much change. The only thing I might recommend is them making hex perks more useful so that you will actually have more available hexes to cleanse for the Bless You achievement. Also, obviously, it's just good for game balancing, I think. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you liked the video, a like would be great. Also, a subscribe would be super helpful right now. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, and that's like one of my big goals, so I'd love to see that happen. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe in the fog, everybody.